Hello and welcome to the Jewish Curiosity Podcast, where we ask questions and take journeys. We are on site here in Jerusalem as we continue to explore the question of who are we? What does it mean to be a Jew? We're discussing that part of our collective identity. And in this particular episode, we conclude our mini-series by discussing what does it mean to be part of humanity? What is this thing called humanity made up of Jews and non-Jews, and how can we work together to make a better world? I hope you enjoy. Judaism is famously one of the only religions which does not proselytize. We welcome converts, but we don't go out of our way to try and persuade people to join our religion. And when you think about it, that is quite an odd thing. If we have a way of life which we believe to be the right one, why wouldn't we want others to live in that way too? If we feel we have access to the truth, why wouldn't we share that with others? The Maharal shares a perspective which really challenges the way we tend to think about these things. We tend to think that if something is right for me, it's right for everyone. And if I'm doing something and someone else is not, they have a problem. Maybe they're doing something wrong. Maybe they're even doing something bad. But what if it wasn't quite like that? What if there was some kind of division of labor in God's master plan for the universe? What if different people had different jobs in the world? Let's explore this from the relationship perspective. One of the main purposes of our existence here in this world is to have a relationship with God. We are put down here in order to seek God, to get to know Him and become close to Him. This is a mission which is central, and yet it's something which is extremely difficult to understand how you can do such a thing. We are finite and God is infinite. How can finite me have a relationship with infinite God? How can we create a relationship between the finite earth and the infinite heavens? The answer is that we need a bridge. And that is the job of the Jewish people, as some sort of spiritual mediators between heaven and earth. See, the idea of having a relationship with God and building that relationship is something which is relevant to all of humanity, Jews and non-Jews alike. But we have different roles in building that relationship. Jews are meant to take a certain leadership role, both in a tangible way by building our own knowledge in order to enable the rest of the world to get to know God too, by sharing this knowledge with them, and also in an intangible, more esoteric way, just by being who we are and doing the best thing that we can do to be spiritual people. Hopefully that will have an effect to enable the whole world to build that relationship with God. Secondly, let's relate to this from the tikkun perspective. Another central reason for the creation of the world is for us to perfect it. God created an imperfect world and He calls on us to partner with Him in the work of creation and take the world all the way to its ultimate destiny. Now, again, this is something which is relevant for Jews and non-Jews, but we have different roles in doing so. See, the idea of tikkun, of perfecting the world, is related not just to physical, practical ways of making the world better, but also to spiritual ways. Just as there are imperfections down here, there are also imperfections in the heavens. It is the job of the Jews, through the Torah and mitzvot, to do those spiritual tikkunim, to drive the heavens forward, to drive the world forward in a spiritual sense. And it is the job of the non-Jews primarily to drive the world forward in a very practical sense. Science, technology, these are all the things which we all do differently, but together we give the world all the things that it needs. And so with that, we have this unbelievable nuanced approach to humanity and our relationship with each other. We have to have these different roles. We are these different entities, but it doesn't mean that we have to be at odds with each other. In fact, it's only through doing our different roles that we can actually give the world everything that it needs. And so with that, with building a relationship with God in the way that we do, with making tikkunim in the way that we do, we pray that this dream of synergy become a reality and that the world will be filled with God's glory. I hope you enjoyed that episode of the Jewish Curiosity Podcast. If you want to find out more or check out more episodes, you can go to www.jewishcuriosity.com, or you can also find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Have an amazing day and hope to see you next time.